We already have videos talking about the speedrun doodle and the talents of XP farming. With the expansion we now have a third option, the Lamp of Autowin, so I thought I'd make a video on it. I tested it out on stream over the last few days, and I think it's even stronger than the talents, but kind of boring to use. Sure, you will win consistently by picking the cockroach and getting the lantern, but it removes the little variety IS5 had in the first place. Here's what the lamp does. The lamp has 4 different effects. You get 10 ingots when you take it, the equivalent of a mimic chest, nothing game breaking. You are more likely to reroll into wish nodes. This lets you take a lot less fights, but still have a bunch of items, making for fast and strong runs. On its own it would be the same as the doodle of speedrunning, but it also upgrades the wish nodes. They now have 3 options instead of 2, and for 3 points you can get every item in the wish node, instead of just 1. If you have the rock that gives you an extra item choice, the wish nodes now have 4 items, and you can still pick all 4 of them with this option. And the most broken effect, if certain conditions are met, the lantern guarantees wish nodes will have certain items. Some of the conditions are extremely easy to meet, while giving you very strong items. Here's all the conditional items. Most importantly, you get all 4 King's Relics from this. The condition is to only have 1 life when entering the wish node. Since this is IS5, you can consistently go down to 1 life before the end of the first floor, and therefore have every King Relic every run. The King's Relics always spawn in the same order: attack speed, attack, shield, SP. Not only do you get them in the best possible order, but the condition is the same as the one required for using them anyway. In case you're new to IS, no, shield lives don't count, only your true lives have to be at 1. If you have a 6-star operator that can abuse a hand item, you will get that hand. So pick Rusmontis or the cockroach, get the flinger hand, and the run is over because your 6-star has 5000 attack on floor 2. If you already have a hand, you get the relevant team buff quest book instead. You can't get irrelevant hands due to the condition, but the hands will spawn before the King's Relics. So if you are running someone with a weak hand item, you might want to take it anyway, just to free the way for the King's Relics. Finally, at 80 ingots you get the Toy Soldier, plus 3 ASPD per 5 ingots, and at 150 ingots you get the Golden Chalice, plus 7 ASPD per 5 ingots. So to put it shortly, it consistently gives you some of the most broken items in IS5, but only if you already have the tools to abuse them, and you don't even have to fight emergencies for them. The King's Relics alone are overkill when playing with 6 stars. While the item is enough to auto-win an ending 1 run quickly and consistently with minimal effort, the relic does have a couple of downsides. Overall you get less relics from the lamp than you would by abusing the talents to the limit. This is because turning fights into wishes means you get less points and are able to eat less nodes overall. This is also why it's much faster than talents, of course. While the item power granted by a few wish nodes is enough to stomp through a quick farming run, it still leaves you with plenty of room to mess up on harder endings such as 2 or 4, especially if you overuse the lantern, which is its second weakness. You actually can overuse the lamp. With talents you just reroll and forget, but if you do this with the lamp, you can run into some problems. You get more than items and points from fights, you also get recruits. If you don't have enough recruits on the way, you might end up on the 5th floor with a squad that feels extremely unprepared for the challenge. One of the new squads can mitigate this to an extent. If you use the ingot squad instead of blueprint, you can summon a shop without using up a pawn with a reroll once per floor. Boss keys count as their own floor, so in total you can end up with up to 16 shops in a single run if you abuse it fully. Just one small problem with that idea though. Since you are skipping most fights, you won't have the money to fund so many shops, unless you empty your bank account at the Mr. Cannot is not a scammer bank. The ingot squad will get a massive buff in the next expansion, but for now I don't think it's worth using over blueprint for anything other than memes. Instead you can stick with the blueprint squad, get some bullshit hand, plus 3 King's Relics, and then just ditch the lamp in a lost and found node. No more wish nodes, so you will be able to stock up on recruits properly. Finally, I want to add that I dislike playing with the lamp myself. Being able to get a bullshit auto-win combo consistently takes a lot of the roguelike fun out of it, and makes IS5 even more stompy than it already was. The talents sorta have the same problem, but at least they were gated by your patience for grinding. I hope IS6 will scale back on the insane amount of map and item manipulation tools IS5 gave us. variety is important to a healthy roguelike, even if that variety leads to getting stomped on sometimes.